Hey guys, this is just a quick video to describe your choices of courses available to you for next year. We can always talk about this in person, but since I haven't seen most of you in a while, I figured a video might save us a little time. So what I want you to do is I want you to just listen through the video. It's a quick video telling you about your options for next year. And then on today's post, there is a Google form I'd like you to fill out before tomorrow. Where you can select where you think you would like to go. And of course, there's a section if you have any comments or questions for me. If I agree with your choice, then you probably won't hear from me. Just assume that everything was fine. If I have questions for you, or you had a question, or I disagree with your choice, then I will email you tomorrow to your Northport account. So please check that because I have to make my recommendations on Thursday and Friday. So I got to get this all cleared up before then. Okay. And obviously, if you have questions, please, feel free to email me. All right. So next year, basically what I've been doing this year is preparing you to take AP Calc AB next year. That's the next logical place for you to go, as long as you're feeling comfortable and all things are going well this year. I realize that this year is a little crazy. It's not a typical year, which is also why this is the rubric I normally use. I'm not really going to be looking at that because it's not really the type of grade that tells me what I need to know. So let me just explain. So obviously, if you're doing all your homework this year, then your grade's a pretty good grade. Regardless of tests, and not necessarily regardless, but if you're doing all your homework, that's great, but is the homework correct? Are you doing well on quizzes? Are you doing well on tests? That's really what I'm going to be basing my recommendation off of, not just if you're completing some kind of homework and just submitting it. Yes, that's good for accountability and responsibility, but it will not get you through AP Calc next year. I can tell you that much. So, me taking the calculator away, me doing certain things that I'm doing with you this year is in preparation for AP Calc. So this is my suggestion to you. If you're going on to a math, a science, computer programming, business, possibly, math education, something like that, if you have an interest in any of those fields and you're doing well in pre-calc right now, and when I say well, I mean you're doing well on the tests, you're doing well on the quizzes. When you're in class, you're not lost. You know what I'm talking about. You feel comfortable. You have confidence in the material. Then I would say AP Calc AB is definitely for you. All right. If what I just said does not describe you, does not describe your experience this year, then we should, definitely look at some other options. So your other options could be AP Statistics. Oh, wow, I can't talk. AP Statistics or college statistics, and then that would also be based on your comfortability level with the math. And, obviously, if you're doing well in pre-calc, but you just don't want to go on to AP Calc, then AP Stats might be for you. If you're not doing well in pre-calc and you want to try a new branch of math or any of these career paths like nursing, which is a big one right now, psychology, any of those interest you and you don't want to go on to AP Calc, then college stats would be the way to go. So, this over an 80, below an 80, that's not really what I'm looking for. And that's not what you should be looking at. You should be thinking about yourself. You know yourself. You know how you feel when you're in class and I'm going over the material. You know how you feel about it. Are you grasping it right away? Is it taking you time? It's okay if it takes you a little time, but then eventually you get it and you've learned it and you can apply it. Then I would say definitely try AP Calc. If, the algebra, you just have had it with that part, then I would definitely go one of the statistics routes. So that's pretty much all I have to say. So I wanted a little feedback from you first before I put in my recommendation, because if you're someone who is going into psychology or going into nursing, that might sway your decision. Or if you're going into engineering, then you definitely want to take AP Calc. So, I wanted to hear from you first. And then again, if I disagree with your choice, you'll hear from me. If not, then assume that everything was good to go. Now, if you have any further questions, there is a spot on the form where you can ask me those questions and I'll get back to you. Okay. So look at your choices before you go to the form and fill out that form for me before tomorrow. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.